What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of C3 Comics. As always, I'm your host, C3. Thank you guys for stopping by, checking out the channel. So before we get started, the first thing I want to do is I want to thank all my subscribers for taking the time to hit that subscribe button, for ringing that bell, and for definitely giving me the thumbs up. I always appreciate the thumbs up because that's what helps me get more views. How have you guys been doing out there today? Man, I don't know about the rest of you, but it was a struggle on the hunt for comic books today. We had a lot of great comics that came out today. But the real part about it is that Hell Arisen issue number 3, that for some reason, a lot of comic shops didn't have. A lot of damaged copies. Some people getting allocated, But all in all, I still had a great time. I still was able to get some books, and I'm happy that I had a chance to read some of the comics that I had been anticipating for the past week and a half. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into the haul. All right? So just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, ring that bell so that every time I post up, you'll be the first one to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with my independents first. All right? And we're going to start with IDW. We got issue number 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Jenica. Her first independent comic. I'm excited to see what we got going on inside this one. I want to see what they're going to do with Jenica, what type of direction they plan on taking with her. There were a few other covers out there. I just grabbed the regular cover A, kept it simple. You know, a lot of money being spent today. So yeah, I thought I'd keep it real simple. Next up from Independence, we got Dark Horse. And we have Hidden Society, issue number 1. Another comic I'm definitely excited about reading. Hidden Society, issue number 1. Next up, from Volt Comics, we have Finger Guns, issue number 1. I know there was a couple of comics out there. There was a homage cover. Well, this is the one that actually drew my attention. I like the colors, the red and the green. I like the optical illusion of that. They had a homage cover out there. I think it was to like one of the Nick Fury covers or a homage cover that they had. But it was nothing too spectacular about it. So I just grabbed cover A. And I actually read this story. It's pretty good. It's a good story. It can definitely be something big. So let's just see where they go with it. So yeah, check out Finger Guns, issue number 1. And the last one I picked up from my independents, Zenoscope, Conspiracy, Area 51. I was able to grab this one. I love that cover. That's a beautiful cover. I like the artwork in that. Definitely excited about reading this one. I kind of like scanned through it while I was in the comic shop, but it's definitely something I got to read and check out. I'll let you guys know what I think about it. I'm a big conspiracy theorist to a degree, but, you know, I couldn't just let it sit on the shelf. All right, so next we will go to Marvel. The first book we have from Marvel, we have Falcon and Winter Soldier, issue number 1. They're saying that there's a first appearance in here, first appearance of the Natural, and he's supposed to be some type of gifted killer. I'm definitely excited about reading this one. There was a lot of books out there that I was excited about getting. You know, like I said, you mess around and go broke in the comic store if you're not careful. They had so many comics that came out this week. I thought last week was a big week, but this week was a huge week, man. Next up from Marvel, we have X-Men, issue number 7. And you know, this one's done by my boy, Jonathan Hickman. He's killing. Jonathan Hickman's turning out to be one of my favorite writers. Also from Marvel, and shout out to my boy Robbie Rance, we have X-Force issue number 8. This was written by Benjamin Pearson. He's also a good writer. Check him out, see what he's up to. X-Force is a really good read too. So out of all the X books that were coming out, these are the only 2 that I'm actually reading right now. I started out with Fallen Angel, X-Force, and no, I started out with Fallen Angel, New Mutants, and X-Men. I dropped Fallen Angel and I dropped New Mutants. Robbie Rant put me on to X-Force. So those are the only 2 that I'm reading right now. Those are actually, in my opinion, the 2 best books coming from the X's. Next for Marvel. You guys know it. I know it. Your favorite and mine's. I'm kidding. But I picked up Star, issue number 2. She's got her own title now, so let's see what Marvel want to do with it. This was written by Kelly Thompson, Javier Pina on artwork, with Felipe Andrade. It's a beautiful cover. She had a cover B out there, but it wasn't up in the comic book shop that I got these from. See what they're gonna do with it. I'll follow it for about 3 to 4 issues and see what Marvel's gonna do with her. See if she's showing any promise. Next up from Marvel, I recommended this book a couple of times while I was in the chat with other folks, but this is a real good book. Ant-Man, issue number 2. And never mind the fact that there's a few first appearances in here. You got Zeb Wells, he's the writer in this one. You got Dylan Burnett, he's the artist. Also, you got Mike Spicer on it as well. But this is a really good book. This is very lighthearted. It's just very well written. You know, it flows. The artwork is nice. It's exciting. There's a lot of activity going on from panel to panel. Low expectations with this book. And what I mean by that is, like, you can read this book and there's just no expectation. It's just a fun book. This is what comics is supposed to be about. It's just a fun read. Like, you like it because, like, it's just a good read. It's something that takes your mind away, and it's a really good story. So check out Ant-Man issue number 2. Plus you got that black cover. I like that. You got Swarm in the back. How many of you guys remember Swarm from back in the day? Swarm. How many of you guys remember that? I like that man so much. I grabbed another copy. You know, I'm silly like that. And the last book I grabbed from Marvel, I had to pick it up. They had a variant cover in there, but I left the variant cover and I just decided to grab cover A, because, you know, never go wrong with cover A. Ghost Rider issue number 5. And I guess this is supposed to be the first cover appearance of what's his name? The Spirit of Corruption, I believe it is. First cover appearance. I'll be looking forward to reading this one as well. I'm going to get a lot of reading done this week. I got a little time before I go back to work. I've been kind of under the weather, but I'll get back there. So I'll be doing a little reading while I regain my strength. Excuse me. So next up, and we are going to finish with my DC books. All right? So we're going to jump right into DC, and we are going to show you guys Far Sector, issue number 4. This was written by N.K. Jemisin, and you got Jamal Campbell on the artwork. I love this book. I really do. This is an excellent read. This has been consistent. So we've made it to the 4th issue, and this book is still keeping my attention. So this is a really good book. So if you guys are looking for something to read, a really good detective story, try Far Sector because it's very exciting. I like it. I like the fact she kind of reminds me like a female Batman. Because I kind of like that. And there's a couple of reveals in there too. I don't want to say too much, but so it gives the origin story of her ring, but then you find out some more details about it. So there's a lot of Green Lantern fans out there, maybe you might want to check that book out because even though she's a lantern, she's not like the other ones. So like I said, I don't want to say too much, but check it out and see what you think. All right. So, and the last book that I picked up from DC. And before I show it to you guys, I just want to share something with you real quick. So when I got to the LCS this morning, there was like about 19 to 20 of us outside the door before the shop even opened up the doors. And they were all excited and everybody was talking about that new book that's coming out. That first appearance, and they just have to have it. And man, they missed out last week on Batman '89, so they made sure that they got there early enough to get this book. So just to watch everybody and see everybody's faces and their excitement about getting their hands on this book, and knowing that they had made it there early enough so that they can get their hands on this book. And so when the shop owner finally opened the door for us and everybody went in, mind you, I probably was like the fourth person in the door. So the first two guys had stopped at the counter because I guess they looked on the shelves and they didn't see the book. So they asked the owner of the shop, where's the book? So the owner kind of hesitates and he says, oh, no, we don't have any. And he tells the guys that the copies were damaged or that they had been allocated, and he just gave them some crazy excuse. So to make a long story short, this person never even put the books out on the shelves so that the customers can get them. Now, mind you, comic book shop owners, they got to make money. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. But at the end of the day, you have all these people waiting outside your door to spend their money with you. Why won't you put the books on the shelves for whatever you're charging and give them the option? Either they're going to pay for the book or they're going to leave it where it's at. But whoever wants the book is going to buy it, regardless whatever price it is you put up there. So to make a long story even shorter, so they get all those people out the door. Me, I'm leisurely shopping. Like, I'm chilling. I'm in the store. I'm checking everything new that's coming out because I like to read. I didn't just go in there looking for Hella Risen. So I stayed in there to find the books that I wanted. You know what I mean? So the two guys who were working in the shop, they thought I was gone. They thought the shop was empty because I was actually in one of the lower sections looking at books that were laying a little lower to the floor. So I heard one guy say to the other, that was fun, right? And the guy was like, yeah, it was fun. It was like, well, it should have been fun. And then you hear one guy say to the other, yeah, but I don't like lying. And I guess they were referring to the fact that, about that book, But that kind of, it kind of hit me in a weird way because I'm like, wow, like, I didn't know that it meant that much to people that you would literally lie to your customer about not having something just so you could turn a few extra bucks for it. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, here we are. Without further ado, here is that book that everybody's chasing. I hope you got yours, because I got mine. Hella Risen, Year of the Villain, issue number 3. Got James Tynion, he's writing this. You got your first full appearance of Punchline. You got Steve Epton and what's his name? Javier Fernandez on artwork. And I'm just super happy because I got another one coming in the mail anyway. I pre-ordered it. And I definitely want to say this. So there you have it, guys. It's a beautiful cover, and I know it's worth it. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in the comic book bashing, and you buy what you like. I don't care how much you pay for it. Whatever. I mean, if it costs $100 and you want it, get it. I mean, it's no different than everybody paying $10,000 for a Hawk 181 9.4. If that's what you want, get it. If you got the money to spend it and you ain't harming nobody else, you ain't hurting your family, y'all ain't in debt, get it. I don't care what it is. But I don't know, man. You know, this day, it really taught me something. I really learned a lot. I learned a lot about the character of certain people. You know, so one thing I want to say before I go, shout out to DJ's Comics. Shout out to DJ's Cards and Comics, man, who made sure I got my book. And I didn't even have it on my pull list. I made a phone call, said, hey, can I get this book? And he was like, yeah, we'll hold one for you, said. And he held it for me. So shout out to DJ's Cards and Comics. My man Ben, Steve, and Dave, the owner, man. Good looking for just keeping comic book loving simple, man. So I appreciate you guys. All right. So there you have it, folks. Those are the comics that I picked up for New Comic Book Day. Along with my little rant. I just had to get my 2 cents, you know. I know my 2 cents don't matter, man, but sometimes I just think, you know, you can't always be quiet, you know. And sometimes you just got to speak up for what's right. So do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share the video also. And please, if you like this type of content, give me some thumbs up, man. Let's make sure that people get a chance to see me, because I love doing what I'm doing, all right? I'm going to read some more comic books. I'll make another video, let you guys know what I think, and probably give you some encouragement and a couple of recommendations or something. But as always, man, do what you do, read what you love, never mind what nobody else say. Shout out to my boy God Tank, I see you. Dylan Comics, you doing big things, I hear you, my man. Hey, listen, Robbie, I appreciate it, because you like all over the place, Robbie, and you really take time with your guys on your channel, so I really respect you for that. Just the Rican, Perry, Comic Book Jimbroni, John's Comic with Kids. I like those guys too. Those are all the other channels that you'll catch me in and out of the chats. And I'm looking for other guys' chat lines to be jumping in and out of too. Because, like I say, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Alright? So you guys take care of each other. As always, I'm your boy C3, and we're going to keep it comics. Peace.